Welcome back to Ambii.Alertpodcast, where I seek and find the next level athlete. But today we are going to slightly pivot, and we're going to bring you a perspective of a father, husband, artist, and coach. So today we have my former coach, Greg Lambert. How are you doing today?
Good.
That's good. That's
I'm doing
good.
good. I'm thriving. And also here is DJ G Fury, aka G Fury, aka Mr. Holla at your boy.
Okay, okay. I like to hear it. So give our viewers a bit about yourself. Who are you besides what I already stated?
I'm a father, a husband. I was a track coach by trade. 17 years of me being a track coach. I've coached all over the country. I've coached at Georgetown, University of Richmond, Delaware State, University of Mississippi, Western Carolina. What I got to coach you, and recently just University of Tennessee and Coppin State.
Okay. So how has your experience been coaching all these universities?
They're all different. I mean, I think it's just the relationships you build. Um, never had a bad experience. I've got to see what it looks like at a HBCU, no different than looking at a Power Five or even a school
Mhm.
like Western Carolina or a highly academic school like Richmond and Georgetown. Like they're all different. They're all different experiences. Um, so you get to meet different kids. That's the one thing I like about each school.
Right. So give our viewers a bit about where you are from. Where were you born and raised?
From originally from New Jersey, but I grew up in Columbia, Maryland. So lived there all my life. It's a nice little suburb right outside of DC and Baltimore. So like I'm like 30 minutes from both. Went to college in Baltimore City, right actually in off North Avenue, Coppin State. So like on the west side of the city.
Okay. So did you play any sports in high school or college?
Yeah, I was a basketball player by trade, so I'm a basketball player more than a track athlete. I just happen to,
Okay.
so I happen to be able to run track. But if you let me tell it, I was supposed to go to the NBA. So let me tell it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let you have that opinion. But what got you into track though?
My father,
Okay.
my father, he was a track man. He said from the age when I was three, he could tell I was going to run. So I disagree, but he'll sit there and say that he saw it.
Okay. I like it. I like it. So what made so your father also got you into coaching as well, or just track?
Actually, I think it was just fell into me by accident, but it's kind of funny. I'd probably say my father did. I mean, he wasn't a real. I mean, he was a coach, but he really wasn't a coach. He just like that parent that would be volunteering and end up getting the title coach.
Right.
But for the most part, something that fell into me, and I say a little bit of what he experienced as a coach, where he got the opportunity. So I kind of did want that as a coach. So
Okay, so have you coached any big names like Olympians, really?
I've coached one of them.
Eight,
No one
one.
big. She was from Ghana, Gemma Akpo. She's on the national setting record Ghana team.
And how was that compared to coaching, college students that aren't
Um,
Olympians?
that's different. Because her season's not the same. So coaching
Right.
her season is a lot different. And then uh, that she wasn't a priority. I didn't even plan on coaching her. Like it wasn't one of those things.
Mm.
I just had to coach her because I was working in Boston, and that was a job in itself. But had to figure it out. It was the first experience, so it was actually ended up working out pretty good. Um, got
Mm.
got to know her well, so had to figure her out. So like you give me an athlete that's a GA, I never don't know anything about her, and you're telling me I got to coach her for to get to Ghana Olympics. I'm like, well, I figured it out. She was a good kid. I think she ran like 11.3.
Okay.
So that wasn't bad. She was more consistent the year after her coach left because I had to coach her in the middle of the year where I got the job at Boston.
Okay. That's interesting to hear. And I know you have other hobbies. Like you said, you go by DJ G Fury now. So what got you into making music?
Um, Well, it's basically it was an app called Suno that was that somebody told me to check out, and it was basically on this thing. If you have these five apps that you could take over the world, and Suno happened to be one. So I just checked this Suno out and started looking like playing around with it. It's an AI music app. So
Mm-hmm.
what I do is I basically prompt my sound. I created an AI uh, songwriter and artist that helps me make my music. So I basically learned how
Mm-hmm.
to prompt and telling what I want the music, the lyrics to be put on there, and then how to make the sound prompting on Suno. So it was something that I actually fell into. It was actually kind of right after I lost my filing of I filed a case against the University of Tennessee for the for wrongful termination and discrimination, and it
Okay.
was literally a month right after I found it. So it was like I think it was like somewhat of a blessing for it because it ended up helping me a big portion of my therapy of
Mm-hmm.
moving past that situation.
Okay. Okay. I love it. I love to hear it. And it's amazing what people turn to when they go through situations like the one you went through. People turn to music, people turn to yoga, people turn to running. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's everyone has their different therapies. So, what type of music? Give our viewers like what type of music that you make. Is it just mainly rap? Is it like R&B? Like, give our viewers what you really focus on.
I really I can make any genre of music. So like
Okay.
before I could make hip hop on Suno, I learned how to make R&B, country records,
Mm-hmm.
and pop records because those were for me like the building blocks. It was kind of easy to make those songs. With hip hop, it's about delivery, it's about texture. Um, so I had to learn that, and then also learning how to structure a song properly. So um, R&B was my original start in pop music
Okay.
and country, because country to me is no different than R&B music anyway. You just switch the beat. Country could be R&B, R&B could be country. But hip hop is just so different. So I learned how to. I didn't start making hip hop music on Suno until probably like really around like October when I in August of when I found it. In November I kind of got good at it. And so hip hop and R&B are in the music that I have that I have 8 mixtapes out. No, 9 mixtapes out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say three, no, two R&B joints. One, two R&B joints are called a Suno Vibe and a Pseudo Confession, and all the other hip hop records I got are mixtapes are AI Hustling, The Year of Abundance, AI Hustling Volume 2, To Cap, uh, and Vault Talk. Sorry, that's
Okay.
eight. Sorry, that's eight. My fault.
Yeah, I see that you have a lot of projects coming out. You post a lot about what you have coming out. So I'm gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room. So I read an article online called "Essentially Sports,"
Mm-hmm.
and it talked about the allegations at Tennessee, and I want to ask you about your experience there, and the things that you have encountered yourself. So I do want to make a disclaimer. This is allegedly on my podcast. So I want to hear what happened with you. I want to hear your experience at Tennessee and get the facts from you.
Okay. I have no mind. Been trying to share this story. Um, so I worked at University of Tennessee in 2022, 2023. Dwayne Ross, I've known since 2007. So
Okay.
like it was after came off his ban. So he kind of big homied me, and I saw a lot of coaches not really like talking to him. So I was like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's him, So I still cool, and he kind of like bigged up me. So we were cool since 2007. All right. So when I got the opportunity to work with him, um, I really had to take it. I was excited about it, but
Right.
I thought I was going to be an A&T. he got the job at Tennessee literally after he offered me a job at A&T. So that was like our situation. Um, so when I got there, the first thing that he was very difficult to work for. So like we're not and not saying in athletics that there are, but like I think there's just managers that are just difficult. And I think he was still
Mm-hmm.
used to doing things at A&T, the way things happen at A&T. That's just my opinion. Um, but we basically I gave him an article about me having dyslexia and ADHD and how I overcame it. So it was an article. He was really excited. He said it's a dope article. I sent him through a text. So I still have that text where I sent him that article, and it was like, boom, great. All right, cool. Didn't think anything of it, you know. So um, I made a mistake on a typo or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he got upset or something. I tried to go talk to him about it, and this was around February. So by February, he that was my 6 month probation was over. So he could have fired me for anything he wanted between those 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have
Okay.
got like for spelling something wrong, he could have let me go. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, he again, the 6 months my probation's over. He sits there and bring him up, talk something to him about the mistake, and he just sit there and said, Greg, I know you have a learning disability, and I know that struggles with you with your job. And I was like, hold up, hold up. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't see that as an issue.
Mm-hmm.
You're the first person that I've ever told about it because, again, I thought he was my big homie. And you turn around and when I look at it now, it's weaponized it, and said, hey, look, you know, like it's giving you a challenge. So my response back to him was, well, if you feel that's an issue for me, I said, can I have a manager to help look over so I can have another set of eyes? Because I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
always get everything that you expect. So he's like, no. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I was like, whatever. You know what? I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just gonna be I'm gonna have to be doing extra. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
probably around that time I discovered Chat GPT. So obviously I started using Chat GPT, and I can't make too many mistakes on that. Um, so around May 30th of 2023, he came up to me and said, "Hey man, um, like we gotta talk." And I was like, "About what?" And he's like, "Well, like, look, I don't think it's gonna work out here with you." Now, mind you, our relationship up to that point is like hot and cold. You don't know who you're gonna get. He's like kind of bipolar. Like so, like I'd make jokes about it, like I'm walking through chaos every day, you know. But hey, I'm walking through it, so I'm like I'm not running,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So um, I was like, "Well, why?" He said, "Well, like I just don't think it's gonna work out, and I'm gonna need you to do something for me. You know what I'm saying? Either you can be fired, or you could resign. Firing would be on your record, and he tried to present a firing really was a just a performance plan. So he tried to present a performance plan as a firing, but it wasn't a firing. It was a performance plan. So that means he would have had to go through a process to improve to whatever he thought I needed to do through HR. So that's what it
Yeah.
was. Or you could resign. And he was leaning me towards that, trying to get me to lean to that resign. I was like, all right, now this is weird. So talked to my wife, and she's like, "Nah, you wilding because you're gonna lose your benefits." I was like, "Oh, you're right, and my boys are on my insurance, so I got two and a
Mm-hmm.
little one." So what happens after that? I go back and tell him like, "Hey, look," I was like, "Dwayne, you know what I'm saying?" Like, because he said he was gonna help me get a job. So why would I resign without a job? Does it make sense? Like, I would not resign without a job. So he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Well, before I even could get to that point, I said, hey, coach, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense for me to resign because I don't have a job and you're not giving me a severance package. You're not doing anything. It's like what? Like, it says, like, can we talk about it? He's like, no, I need that. I need that signed. I need you to write that up. I said, coach, I can't do that. You can just fire me. So he said, you're fired. I was like, go get your stuff and leave. So I was like, all right, you know, it's cool. I'll leave. So I was like, if that was the case, you should have done that from the first time. We didn't have to have this conversation. So I get a call from HR because I want to make sure when you're listening to my record, I'm really saying that it goes deeper than just him.
Okay.
All right. So I get a call from HR. HR says, "Hello, Greg." I said, "Hello." Says, "Today we are going to we accepted your verbal resignation from the University of Tennessee." I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "I did not do such a thing. I didn't say I quit. I didn't say I left. Didn't do anything like that. There are people around." Well, Coach Ross said we were taking your accepting. Now it was almost like it was scripted to get me off the phone. So she got me off the phone, and then I get an email saying the same exact thing. Now, what makes this a problem is the University of Tennessee does not take verbal resignations. Everything has to be in writing. It's
Okay.
on their policies.
Makes sense. Mm-hmm.
So if it's on his policies, I'm going based off your policies. So he was supposed to give me an evaluation. The man ain't give me an evaluation. He was supposed to do that after my 6 months. Didn't do it. He was trying not to do it. He said that to me. All right. So after that situation, I was like going back to it. He was trying to hold my dyslexia and my ADHD against me. So I filed a complaint with the EEO. I filed a complaint with them and the EEOC. And to speed up the process, I went through a year and a half of a process of going with them. I went through 3 lawyers and went through those 3 lawyers for them, the EEOC, not to take the case. Now, they gave me the right to sue. And what was crazy about the EEOC, they agreed exactly with them that I verbally resigned. So I was like, forget even like the reason they try to smear campaign me with the EEOC, which I got the records, I got receipts, that they also tried to do a smear campaign and somehow got the EEOC to co-sign. Now, here's my problem with this. So I'm going to show you, Amber, because I like to say I got receipts. I don't like to play with receipts. All right? Because this is for your show. You get to see this exclusively. Now, these are all the official visits I did. I did almost 72 official visits. I gave them half of them. That was when I was completing it. All right? I was a one-man band. All right? So this is paperwork that they would need if I resigned, right? If I left peacefully, right? I would check out. My laptop, I had to mail them my laptop. I had to mail them my phone. If I left peacefully, this is important paperwork. If they get audited by the NCAA, this isn't there. So if they got any documents there right now, and is this it's forged. All right? It ain't right. I got them right now in my hand with the signatures, the originals. I would take that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if they're gonna come ask for this. I'm gonna see. Now, one time did they ask? So this ain't on record.
Right, it's on paper.
It's on paper. They don't have that joint. I have it. And so my whole point was, and that's just a small portion of it. Like, it's not the text message. He sit there and try to act like he said the text message. He said he never said he had dyslexia or any of that ADHD. He never said that. That's what he said to the lawyers. Like I said, somehow to me, I don't know how the EEOC could agree with them, but they support them. So I don't know. And Tennessee's in a forward employer state. My lawyers, it took me to my 4th lawyer to really get, says it's not that you're not wrong, because you did not verbally resign. She was like, it's how much time we're going to have to prove that you're right. And that was when only one lawyer said that to me after all the ones I went to. And I was like, you know what? I get that. That makes sense. Because they're going against Tennessee. And Tennessee's a very big, all the lawyers were scared of them. They wanted them to settle. Like they thought they could force them to settle. And it didn't. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff out here from Ross would be like ridiculous. Like I don't want to fire a black man. That's what he would say. I'm like, bro, why do you have to? You don't have to fire me. That's a choice. You don't have to do that. But he just manipulated, and that's why he wanted me to resign. So I wasn't for the funniness. It made me choose. In my mind, he was asking me to choose his family over mine. I'm gonna choose my family every time. I don't care about his family. I care about mine. So
Hmm.
when I lost it, when I got the right to sue, but I was going to have to, if no lawyer was going to take the case, so I was going to have to take it myself. At one point, I was going to attempt it, but the paperwork I would have had to do to get in federal, because that was really where you wanted to go after them. It was going to take. I should have started from the very start representing myself. So what ends up happening, I just sit there and say, you know what? When one door closes, another one opens. So I was like, man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna make this benefit, because what would have happened? I only asked for 150,000 for my troubles, for his negligence and improper behavior, and for you guys for supporting that, because they were wrong from all levels. They could have done me right, and they supported him because that's their guy. They're paying him 400K. That's their guy. They're paying a black man 450,000 to coach track and field.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You're gonna support him, all right? So I was like, you know what? I would have had to sign an NDA, and I could not be on this podcast right now with you and say anything. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna figure this out, because I'm gonna make since they didn't sign, I didn't sign no NDA. I'm gonna be able to tell my story, and it just happened that I was gonna decide to put it on wax and tell it in music, because if I did it in the blog, you wouldn't have heard me. If I did it in uh, an interview, who would have heard that interview? Or if I did my own podcast, who would have cared? It'd be like someone's angry.
Yeah.
But to come up with a plan to make 9 tracks, really 11 tracks, disc record, to a coach, and calculate it for 6 months, wait to put it out at NCAA's. And the whole joke is that it's not real, because the songs are not, those songs are to promote my real music that I make in the
Hmm.
space. And I wanted to show I could bring hip hop to track and field. And I knew the only way he could get back at me is if he got on the mic. And I knew he wasn't going to get on the mic. So either way, I was going to win. And he either had to troll me. Either way, I was going to win. He didn't have any social media. So either way, I was going to win. And the fact is, I make a diss record, and the world goes nuts. They go nuts, thinking like it's over. Like, and I made it. And the whole point is to promote my real music.
Hmm.
Because it was a complete 180 from who I am as a track coach, what people see me as. I'm trolling. That's not me all the time. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm texting the man purposely just to troll him. That's not me. Like that everyone sees, but and they think, oh, he's a little, he may be off. No, I'm not off. I'm actually calm and calculated. You know, they called the I had so many phone calls. The head coach from the University of Florida reached out to me. We had a great conversation, but he was trying to talk me back down. I said, nah, like that's not how it's gonna go. And then I made a record about it. And it's called With All Due Respect. And I was really just telling them, like, yo, with all due respect, I stand on business.
Hmm.
Because it's like, well, they're threatening me, saying like, oh, there's gonna be legal action, someone's gonna get sued. Now, Ross himself ain't say that, but I'm assuming that he's talking to his people, because his people, you're sending Mouse to come talk to me and tell me that. And I'm like, what I say? And sue me for what? You want the royalties? I got you royalties, and I'll give you something on the masters if I make any money off this. But it's like, yo, it's a spoof. What you gonna sue me for? Like rich people, wealthy people sue wealthy people. Why are you suing another dude that's not wealthy like that? Like that? It don't even make sense. It sounds dumb. I'm just saying, like the stuff they were saying is ridiculous. But it's like, for me, it's a joke, and I wanted to show people I had the talent that I have. I could create 9 disc records. Like Jonah, I'm sorry, is crazy. I don't know if you haven't heard it. That's my
I
favorite
heard.
record.
I listened to it the other day. It was definitely it's definitely a banger. I was like, Lord, when I heard her name, when I heard her name, I was like, oh, okay.
I'm
So
not
you're
playing.
going, yeah, you're diving deep into the whole thing. So like, did they end up hiring anyone else in your position? Do
Yeah,
you
they
know
did,
of?
and he fired him, my man Barnes, but technically speaking, he was a jumps coach, but that's what his role was. And they ended up hiring
Mm-hmm.
some dude also from A&T, some goofy dude that was a volunteer dude there named Jermichael Glass. So they replaced my position with two people, and then Barnes gets fired. You know what I'm saying? So again, then he brings in Devin Left. I mean Devin West. It's not Devin Left. Yo, it's Devin West. That's what his name is. I get confused because in the song he's Devin Left because that's their savior.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you lost. So with the lawyers, you lost the case, correct?
I mean, I didn't lose the case. It just never got going.
Okay. So it never really got on its feet.
Yeah.
So you're here to share your lived experience as expressed in your music, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna let you keep going, but I'm gonna ask you this question real quick.
Sure.
So talk to us about the lyrics. Break those lyrics down for the audience. Whatever track you want to focus on that you think is your best so far, give us the lyrics and break those lyrics down and tell the audience what those lyrics mean.
All right. Think what song? I mean, it's probably the one they want to know about is Vault Talk. All right. So I'm gonna tell you the concept of Vault Talk because I don't care sharing this because I think that makes it funny. The whole spoof of this. The spoof of this is that he has a leak in his camp.
Oh,
He
okay.
got a leak, and I'm making fun of it. See, he think he a gangster. I know gangsters. He ain't it. And track and field got all these layers to it. So I was just sitting there
I,
saying, you know what? I'm calling you out on that you have a leak. So I'm gonna read the lyrics that kind of point out his leak. Hold on. It is all right. Oh yeah. So Volt Talk now paranoia on the season. Phone tap wired in the room. What's the reason? Somebody in your circle ain't being loyal, spilling tea, watching your empire boil. All right. I doubled down, and then this is the next one. So I'm gonna explain this next one to you after I say it. Fast lanes were slow secrets breaking. You ain't ran since January 10th. Why you shaking? 60-meter cold, but the block getting hot. Who leaked the info? Somebody at the top. So one of his mans, again, I am not saying that that I know for sure, but I know what was told to me, and I got confirmation. But I'm making fun that you're somebody in your camp is telling your business that you're somebody at that university. Again, I don't know if it's true because I can't get any confirmation on that. You know what I'm saying? The only confirmation I got is from here is hearsay. All right, but
okay.
there's a rumor going around that young man got popped.
And can you explain
He got
what
popped.
pop means?
They got popped in some like he tested positive.
Okay.
Now, here's my spoof on this because this is what I'm trying to and say to him. My songs are not blatantly calling the kid out. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? When I'm making that lyric is representing that you have someone in your camp telling your business, and there's a rumor out there. Look, it's been 3 decades, and you've been linked all three. Think about that. Let that sit. So you're talking about, let's just say, rumor at A&T. There was rumors about it. No one, you know what I'm saying? Nothing happened. All right.
Yeah.
2000 when he got popped, right? Then what happens? His son, what was had a tamper test because the whereabout test got that happened,
Hmm.
right?
Oh yeah.
All right. So then there was the young lady, the Grace. She didn't. She popped. She tested positive. Now I'm not saying he was giving them anything. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that's still your laws of attraction. So my lyrics are saying you attract that. I'm saying, why is that always a thing? Why is that always a thing with you? And I'm
Okay.
spoofing that because you're doing it. I was like, in my mind, and I was giving the benefit of the doubt. That wouldn't happen when he was at Tennessee. It couldn't. There's no way. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard as hell to do something like that, be around something like that in college. But I'm not saying he's giving his kids anything. I'm just saying, why is it always rumored or linked around you? Now, from what I heard, the kid is legit, but again, I can't confirm it. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Hmm.
making fun of it that the rumor is out there, but there are multiple SEC coaches that have told me that it's legit, and a pro coach told me it's legit that the kid got popped. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
making
lot
fun
to
of the
take
rumor.
in. Okay. Okay. So did you? So when you found out about it, did you let Ross know that you knew, or you just going about your everyday? Like, when did you?
Oh, when I found out about it, I wrote a song about it.
Okay, okay,
That was my
okay,
perfect opportunity to write a song about it. Vault
okay.
Talk set everything off. Vault Talk it wasn't supposed to be Vault Talk, to be honest. It was
Hmm.
supposed to be to Cap, but Vault Talk set everything off. Vault Talk was the play. And I
Hmm.
wrote Vault Talk like you listen to Nas. I wanted you to listen to Nas and make sure you thought about it. It's all interpretation. But I'm trying to say is Vault Talk's basically sitting there saying is you attract this. Also, you have someone in your camp that is telling your freaking business. It's not me, but I'm telling you it's getting to me.
Right.
You got friends that tell me your shit. I shouldn't know none of this stuff, but I do.
Okay.
Pillow Talk is basically telling him stop talking to your staff
Yeah. That's the wrong message. Okay. Okay.
because I'm
So
keeping it real with him because I'm like, look, I'm actually, if anything, I'm trying to do you a favor. I just did it in a little bit more of a public setting.
yeah. Okay. Sorry, it's just so crazy, and this whole thing just coming down when I saw the post, and my father showed me. I'm like, ooh, this is deep. This is a lot, but you're definitely getting traction. I believe you're definitely people are opening their eyes and seeing what they want to see,
Yeah,
what they don't want to see.
yeah.
So, what is your intent? What is your intent to share this in your music? Like, what do you want this outcome to be?
My outcome that I paved the lane for hip hop and track and field. I mean, it was funny when I ended up talking to Mouse. I said like, look, this is hip hop. Like that's the spoof.
Hmm.
Like we need to bring this entertainment. Like as much as I'm on like people may not like what I did, but they're watching me.
Right.
They're watching me. They're like, do you know my feeds are ridiculous. Like I don't have a bunch of followers. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm trending. I'm getting all the views.
Yeah, I
So
see.
I'm getting views. You know, like wait till I'm about to drop my next joint manifestation, and that's my last song to body him because that's it. I don't need to like it's like I'm not gonna be the guy to body him. Like that's not my thing. I don't like it. I'm not angry at him. If anything, I'm like, yo, this is fun. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
it's fun. But I wanted to be able to show there's a space for it, and I also want to show, hey, look, I got talent. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like
Hmm.
not tooting my own horns. I think the one thing when you listen to the music, you're caught off guard because one, you're seeing me in one direction. You only see me in one way, Coach Lambert, right? And then you hear it, you're like, hold up, like I don't want to like it, but it's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
So, and I get it, and I just wanted to say, like, look, if I got it, just it's okay to like it. It's okay to sit there and say, yo, those lyrics are tight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when Coach Holloway called me, he gave me props. I've been hearing people say they like it. Like they're like,
Mm-hmm.
or like, what did he say? They're going back. I had a mom sitting there googling stuff. Like I was like, man, I didn't even know it was like that. I had an Olympian. I'm not gonna sit there and say who it was. Holla at me. A very prominent Olympian, champion. Tell me that was some Kendrick type shit. I was like, that was probably one of the best compliments, man. I said that was what I was going for. I was going for Nas meets Kendrick.
So are you afraid? I want to ask you this. Are you afraid of any other backlash, like from other coaches, maybe other jobs you want to apply for, or, people just in the community, people on Instagram, people maybe, threatening you through messages, are you afraid of any of that type of backlash
Man, I
when
think
making this?
this is how I look at it like this. If we talk about legal, I'm like, cool. I'm cool with that. I have no. I'll deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I'll deal with that if I have
Mm-hmm.
to. Shoot, I mean, I think the only thing I probably expect is an angry mama, and that's Miss
Mm-hmm.
Dana Wilson. I get that, and I think and I made a song for her to make sure she understood. Like it was to get my message across, and I'm sorry but not sorry because those were lyrics, and I was like, yo, that's what it was. I think what I think a lot of people get confused with this is like it's freedom of speech. It's freedom of speech. Amber, I can put you in a rap song, and I can sit there and say something crazy about you.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna sue me? If you sue me, you sound crazy. If anything, you should sit there like, yo, I made it.
So when it comes to your coaching career, are you afraid that it would tarnish your coaching career?
Actually, look, they're gonna feel it right now. But look, you know how many kids are gonna want to start following me? Like at this point, I'm a recruiting magnet, and shoot, these guys out here, they're gonna sit there and say, "Oh, he'll never coach again. I'll never coach again." They got coaches at national championship institutions that have slept with athletes that are still coaches. That I know.
That's T for me.
Hey, look,
That's T for me.
look. I can tell you something. I can tell you something. I know things, but look, I'm just saying. If that dude can stay in the game, shoot, I definitely should be able to stay in the game because over a dish record that went viral. If anything, I'm an asset more than anything. But we got these cats that are old and like they say it until I show them. I manifest this. I knew it was gonna happen. Like I knew I was gonna be on your podcast before you knew. I knew.
Yeah, when I saw it, I said, yeah, we had to go ahead and jump on Coach Lambert.
I knew. You were gonna get it first. You're gonna get it first. Look, I knew. When your dad called that day, it wasn't by accident. That was manifested. My chakras aligned. Everything. And I keep reposting my old stuff. So I'm telling you, my story. Actually, I told the story setting up to the song. So that wasn't the case. And the whole concept is me to go through 25 mixtapes and to see what kind
Mhm.
of person I was going to become. And I didn't think anyone's expected to be like, okay, so like the next video you see him do, he's going to be this guy.
Yeah, and even coming from me, I would never thought that either. I mean, I know back then when you coached me at Western Carolina, I know you had like different personality. You rap here and there. Would be trolling you, but I would never thought that you would go like into actual music. So yeah, that definitely shocked Instagram, shocked the world. So is there any other message you want to put out there for viewers, or even advice for artists, coaches, people that are like you?
Yo, they don't own you. They don't own you. You don't need them. You know what I'm saying? You can use their check, but you don't need them. Don't stand up for business. Stand for truth. Whatever your truth is, stand for that. If that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like my big thing is I hope that someone saw it not just as someone as like, oh, he's angry. He's not angry. Oh, he has clarity. He
Mm-hmm.
just used his own pain and flipped it. You know, I like when I was the nice guy, no one paid attention.
Mm-hmm.
I become the villain. I'm like, yo, it seems kind of cool to you guys. So you like to watch, and you're gonna watch a car crash, and I think that should be able to show you that you should be able to. Who cares what else someone thinks? You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of it. You have your opportunities. This is what my opportunity to take advantage of it. I look at it as a
Mm-hmm.
blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if anything, I see this as an opportunity for someone to step outside their box and create a
Mm-hmm.
lane. No one in history is ever going to say that they brought hip hop to track and field. I did. Right now in the record books, I did it. And I doubled down and I brought AI into it. So I brought AI and I brought hip hop. So I brought technology and hip hop to track and field. No one can take that away from me. This is going
Yep.
to be remembered for years because they're going to remember the day that I did this. And they're going to remember, and then there's going to be somebody after me, and they're going to feel it, to do it. I want people to do this. It shouldn't be just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the only way hip hop, you could bring hip hop into track and field would not be, hey, I'm a coach or I'm a track athlete and I'm a rapper. No, that's not what it be. You got to start with a battle. You got to destroy the old system to create the new one. And we're entertainment. And I decided to be entertaining. And this is how I want to, this is my path now. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay that y'all don't like it, but y'all still
Mm-hmm.
going to watch it. And I
Okay.
want people to feel like they should be able to do that,
Yeah.
empower themselves.
I love the message. I really do. Okay, so what would you say to those who may say you are, disgruntled because you lost your job?
Okay. They didn't
Okay.
watch your interviews and they didn't listen to your interview well enough. If I'm disgruntled, okay, here's my two choices. I could have I could wrote some bars, or I could have went there, got a shotgun, and then we're talking about a tragedy.
Mhm.
Which one would you rather choose? When you put it in perspective, bars sound a lot safer. He's still alive. I'm still alive. His daughter's still alive. Randolph's still alive. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's still alive. I just made fun of it. And if you're mad that I was disgruntled, or you want to say I'm disgruntled, then that's you. And even if I was disgruntled, that's my prerogative. And he came from my family. I wasn't going to
Yeah.
let that go. And I said, if I'm going to do anything off of it, I'm going to benefit off of it. And what's happening? I just needed the spike for the algorithm. That's it. I got my spike. I got y'all attention. That's all I wanted to get. And I used it. So it's either he could have given me 150K or I don't get no spike in no algorithm, or, hey, look, I get that spike. He could have just, he had to give me that NDA. That's all he had to do. Give me 150K. Now, this ain't happening. So if I'm disgruntled, hey, but like I'm not. Like I could care less. Like I just flipped
Mhm.
it. And if y'all think that's not flipping it, then I don't know what's wrong with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you anything. So like if next time just flip it and then see what happens. Like look at my views, and then we're talking about a year from now, and I flip that again when you see where I'm at, because there's a space for me.
Mhm.
I had somebody tell me that they not believe it.
I think some people may not understand until they go through it. Just how in other situations they don't.
Facts.
People will never understand or truly know how that person feels until they go through it. Like you said, it came for your family, and it came for your mental. So it's like this is what you resorted to, making music, which makes sense. Like it's your passion now. I'm correct.
Yeah.
So I I like the message. I like, what you stand for. And I want to thank you for coming on here. And if you do want to, you know, follow up with some other, messages, we can always do another episode.
Hey, I'm all for it. You let me know. You know what I'm saying? We can definitely
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. So I love your passion, and I thank you for sharing your truth. And thank you again for coming on my podcast.
No, no problem, G. No problem. I definitely do. Hey, we can do it again. Give him my shout out. It's
Okay, go
it's
ahead.
DJ G Fury, aka G Fury, aka Mr. Holla at your boy. Signing off with Amber.
Peace.